should be recording. I see the file. Yay! And I have no notes for... And I also... That's a little loud. I have no notes for news to talk about because it's been a busy week and I'm kind of taking a break. Figure, why not just play this?
And still found corruption. The light and the Hellguard both lost. But Arafel's wisdom shone bright in the darkness and cleared the way forward for all.
Alright. Where am I? Okay, I can't remember. Yeah, I died up there and then came back. Yeah, I've just been busy enough. I think it's more just how focused I've been on things that I'm like, nah, I need the break. Here we go. Just one looking. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, I get the idea. I just don't think that's gonna open up by my beam. Yeah, because like, you know, charge up there so it'll launch me through there, but I first need that down. Alright. And it was interesting stuff from the week, but it's, you know, I'm just, I want a break. So I'm just gonna take some things easier. I'm not gonna stop doing work, I'm just not gonna focus on it as much. And fortunately right now, I'm lucky there's like nothing super time sensitive that I have to worry about. Those things do a shit ton of damage. But yeah, so like I was saying, there's nothing super time sensitive for me right now, so I can relax a little bit with several things I do have to do. Yeah. But hey, at least that means, you know, in the next few weeks, I hope, gonna have some interesting stuff. At least I think it's interesting. Maybe you won't agree, but, you know, that's just how that is. Ah. No, just kill me. I was spamming to dodge, and it's like, nah, he's just standing there. I'm sorry, the stupid-ass stun locking is just so annoying. In every game. It's like, oh, I got hit, that means I have to stand here and continue to take every single hit from this end. Why don't you just make it one hit that does all the damage? Because, like, you can't escape. If you get hit on the first one, you're taking all the damage. There's no escape. I get the idea that, oh, well, what if you miss the first one, but this way you can get hit on the second one? It's like, but chances are that's not going to happen. Chances are it's going to be bullshit like that, where it's just say, oh, suddenly it's here. And it's also, you know, as we've seen previously, not yet in this fight, the whole, oh yeah, you can teleport dash through things. By the way, that doesn't count as a dodge in any way, shape, or form. They can totally hit you while you're technically non-existent, non-corporeal. I'm sorry, it's just... Some of this is a product of its time. It really is, because there was a time period when this game came out, and others, where this is how it was designed. And it's just, I don't know why games were designed like that, where it's like, oh yeah, you get stun locked immediately from one attack, and you can't escape. Oh yeah, you've never seen this enemy before, it's gonna be a tough fight, it's gonna beat your ass, oh, and he's immediately doing... There was just a time period when that's what they did, game designers did. Fortunately, that's no longer the case. But that still lasted for like a full year, I feel like saying. It's like, this isn't fun. Just kill me. It's not worth it. Come on. Thank you. Yeah, there was that time, and it's just... It is interesting to think about what it is that causes certain phenomena like that in games. Like with Dark Souls, you see that. Where it's like, oh, we gotta have everything be Souls-like, even though... Are there really that many people that genuinely enjoy the game? I don't think there are. I think that's just a vocal minority. That a lot of gamers would be like, you know what? Honestly, if you didn't make everything like Dark Souls, I'd be happier. I think most gamers would be like that, but it's still stuck for whatever reason. And now I can understand the whole, oh, well, we want to, you know, having a game that is meant to be like Dark Souls. I mean, I'm not knocking that. I just mean the games where there's no reason at all to have any semblance of a Dark Souls design to it. And then it's like, oh, well, we're making it, you know, we're integrating this stuff. It's like, why? You know, that kind of brutal, punishing difficulty that doesn't serve, I think, the majority of games. But when you see it in so many games, it's like, well, it doesn't matter if the majority of gamers don't actually enjoy it, it's what they got. You know, it becomes sort of an echo chamber then. Where there's no way to escape it, and games that are good in spite of it are still called good. And so you kind of are just stuck then with this whole, oh, well, good games are doing it, so wish it could do it. It's like, no, good games are still good games despite this, and it's just being forced upon people, so they can't choose to avoid it. Except by playing older games, but who monitors that And I'm about to die here, because it's like, oh, I can't escape this. There is no mechanism by which to escape an attack, because it's, you know, it's there already. I'm sorry, the teleport dash not giving you any semblance of protection is just like, what the hell? Why? Why is this? It's a teleport dash. You're non-existent from point A to point B, but you take damage from point A to point B. It does not make sense. It really does not make sense. I only use it because it's a semi-reliable way to get health quick. That's it. Except for that, it's a lousy ability. Especially when combined with the whole, you are so limited in your view. Because like, you can't use that to get around a battlefield, because the controlling of position on the battlefield is so hard on this game. Just the camera is so lousy. Okay. I achieved a perfect dodge there, and the game is like, nah, that's not a thing. It's like, I completely hit shift, and he just stood there and took the hit anyway. I'm just shaking my head, because it's like, I hit shift to dodge. It's like, oh no, I got hit, I have to stand here and keep getting hit. It's like, no. No. Just no. I mean, there's already... Where did I talk about that? I know I've talked about it before. The idea of sort of a contract of non-reality that exists between developers and gamers, in that this stuff isn't real. So there are things, it's like the whole stamina concept. I know that's one of the places I've talked about this, is that it's like, no, it doesn't. It's like this whole, oh, it's a really heavy weapon, so it takes more stamina to use. It's like, well, except we're all mythical, fantastic entities in this, because I mean, look at what he's wielding. That's not real. Why do you have to believe that he has stamina? He also always is running. I think I can make him walk, but it's like always run. I mean, when you really come down and think about it, it's like, why are you thinking that stamina for attacks is really necessary as opposed to just being slower? Because also enemies don't have. Even in Dark Souls games, do enemies have any semblance of stamina? Or is it just now that they're godlike beings that they get to do whatever the hell they want? It's like, how is that fair? It's the whole, it's already unreal, not real. Why are you forcing it on us in certain ways that are more punishing to us than other ways? And I feel like that with the dodging here. It's like, no, I dodged that, and you're being like, nah, no you didn't. No, we hit you. You were in the middle of the dodge when you actually was being vulnerable, but no. What's with Darksiders 3? My memory for that is it did a lot better with this kind of bullshit. Where it's like, yeah, you did have the stamina, and dodging was critical to any attempt to survive an encounter. But at the same time, it also was typically more reliable. Like, you could get good at dodging such that it was a viable tool. Whereas here, no. Dodging is kind of almost a waste. It doesn't let you dodge an attack, it lets you just reposition more quickly. Because too often is it like, nah, you're just locked in your position, you don't get to move. You know what? Screw this. Come on, there we go. No. And this is nothing. It's like... Come on. This map is just... Because you have to click and drag, but also when it gets near something, it like snaps to it. But it is a discontinuous movement, so it's very hard then... There we go. To actually do it properly. That I have a feeling is more just the developers at the time were like, oh, this is a console game. I'm gonna make a PC version. How do you do that? That does seem like something that has gotten better recently, doesn't it? You know, where developers are actually making sure that...
merchandise.
I think he sells... Damn it. Are making sure that PC ports aren't a best played with controller, you're an idiot for not using controller situation that we've had in the past. All I want is to buy health potions. The fact that it's like, oh, I know one place I would have to warp it back multiple chapters to get there is insane. Anyway. But yeah, it's like keyboard and mouse is treated so much better today than it used to be for multi-platform games. Wait, now, I don't know if he actually does have health potions to sell me. No, I was saying wrong.
I have everything an angel needs. May the light, enough is enough.
Alright. Ah. Now I'm also wondering, because I'm sure that if this were ever actually watched, somebody would point out, oh, well, those things are actually easy to beat. You just need to use this strategy for it. It's like, you know what? I kind of wonder, and this would also be true for, like, Dark Souls type games as well. If you just opened up the dodge a little bit, like made sure it was more responsive, made sure that the player was better protected during, you would probably negate so much need for, it's like, oh, no, these enemies, you just need to fight them this way. You can't fight them this way. You're an idiot if you're fighting them this way. I mean, it's like, what are you thinking? You know, that's like, you know, the hallmark of Dark Souls games. It's like, no. Everything has a specific, very specific, rigid weakness to it. That's the only way to fight it successfully. So you need to learn that, and you can only learn that by basically dying to it repeatedly, trial and error, which, I'm sorry, I don't think that's fun. It's like trial and error for a combat situation in a game where it's like, no, you have to die repeatedly. It's like, no, death is you failed. Death is not should not be a mechanism to success. It should be a you failed, you need to try again. But just, the point I was getting to is, I wonder how much, if you just made the dodging better, would basically annihilate the challenge of a lot of enemies. It's like, oh yeah, these enemies are super powerful, except, you know, if the dodge is reliable and you can actually, you know, fight this thing, you know, and not actually get shredded, like right there, where it's like, nah, I'm just, you know, every single attack from the enemies on multiple sides coming in at the same time. How much of that would suddenly, it's like, no, the difficulty's gone. It's like, so if we make one mechanic more reliable, suddenly things are easier. Because there's a part of me that would say, well, why, that would be better, because that requires a person gets good at that. But it's also a tool that they can use safely. Whereas in this game, it's like, now you hit that, you can spam to dodge. It's like, no, you're not dodging. Because you've already been hit. You can't move at that time. You also can't cast any spells. You can't do anything while just standing there. That was absolute bullshit there. I had no ability to see that enemy. And then it's like, oh yeah, here's an attack that normally charges up, immediately shredded through, what was that, 2/3, 3/4 of my health? Why the hell is that enemy able to do that much damage in one attack? And there was no ability to escape that. At all. None. I simply had to die there. There was nothing I could do. And I was actually doing well there. You know, it's like I was actually managing to dodge the full beat before the attack begins. Like that's, I guess that's part of it with like the Dark Souls stuff that I hate, is that you can't dodge in response. You need to see, oh, you're charging for an attack. I need to dodge now an entire beat ahead of when the thing that's actually gonna hurt me is even being started. And there was that stupid ass attack again that just is like, you don't get to have health anymore. At least I'm not trying to talk about some news from the week at the same time. I can just focus on this, and that's kind of what I want to be doing with this break I was talking about, is be able to focus on just playing the game. Don't focus so much on any work associated with it. Try to do something that will probably end up being stupid, but it might still be worth attempting. I just have no idea if I'm actually going to be able to do it. And did you not notice that was basically 2 attacks? One is a combo attack, and I almost died. Like 95% of my health was gone from 2 attacks. But what I was gonna try doing is, instead of immediately killing one of them, which spawns in the other enemies, so right now, I could kill this one. I'm gonna try to get the other one down, so that way I can kill it quickly. No, no. Okay, you see now... I can do that and not have to worry about them anymore. Now, it's not to suggest that these guys aren't threats. It's just them and one of those things is very annoying. Alright. Good. And... nope, there we go. Oh, I screwed up. one thing I can talk about from the news is that, wait. I'm a little confused now. Because it's not... Okay. There. Not what I wanted. Yeah, I need to get that open, but I'm not sure where that switch is, unless it's tied into the same thing. Opens up the floor. That you should actually tell me. One piece of news, though, that is kind of relevant, is Ubisoft has put out a new title update for Ghost Recon Breakpoint that adds AI teammates, which should be interesting. I do want to look at that, because playing it solo, there were definitely times that didn't feel that good being solo. I still found ways around that, but it was not always fun to be solo in that game. But also a new Resistance live event. And I am... oh crap, I can't. I am thinking that I will do something with that. That I will... Because I've been meaning to, I really have been meaning to go back and... I've left it installed. To go back and finish off the second chapter stuff in Breakpoint. So this seems like a good time to do that. So that is my plan, that I will do that. It just... like starting those recordings after this. And it'll just be fun. That's not in any way gonna be... like, I'll have to make new thumbnails that don't say review playthrough that. I'll probably just pull out the title portion there and just leave the part number in. And just play it that way. Because that's the idea that I have for it, is to just, play some more, see how that goes. And I did enjoy that game, so I do want to spend the additional time in it. I've just been busy with other things. And who knows, maybe I'll finally do the Let's Play Plus for Rise of the Tomb Raider as well. Could have sworn that you do eventually find one of these aqueduct, things that is hiding something. There it is. Also, just to be on the safe side. Yeah. Now, I'm trying to remember, though. Did I... Yeah, I don't think I might not bother with the eye tracker in Breakpoint, because I think I'd have to look, but I want to say, wasn't my feeling of that it's a nice addition, but in no way is necessary. Especially, it works, but it's it's not needed. I'll check. I could be wrong on my memory for that. I do know that, I still like the gaze tracker. I think it's a great addition to the F1 games, since that review did go... Well, that was last week, that went live, I think. I don't know. That's part of the reason why I also want to take a break, because honestly, things that I do in the morning can feel like, oh, that wasn't yesterday? And it's like, I kind of like to be free of that. And I think taking a break will help. At least a break from the focus on some stuff. But at the same time, there is some interesting stuff that some I am working on currently, some I'm waiting on some stuff for, but will hopefully be good. Actually, one of the things I really do want to kind of wrap up soon, but I'm not going to rush it. That's kind of the idea. point, I do also feel like mentioning Torchlight 2 is currently free in the Epic Games Store. Which, that's a fun game. Ow. I may actually start playing it some because my brother's a little odd with this. It's like, the Epic Games Store has been having these free games for a while, and he doesn't always grab them. It's like, I already, this is my third version, my third copy of Torchlight 2, because I have it on Steam, I have it on GOG, now I have it on Epic. It's like, yeah, I'll still pick it up, because it's nice to build the library, have it in, and having multiplayer, there's nothing wrong with that either. I mean, yeah, I get the whole Steam being dominant, but it's like, you know, this way if I want to, I could just log into the Epic account, although I'd never not be logged into the Steam account. I mean, I guess it's nice to have a GOG account in addition to others. The hell? See, this is what I mean by that camera being so annoying. Like, I'm locked on to somebody completely different, and it's just like, nah, we're gonna send you over here. Nope. There. Shit. I gotta use a health pot. Where am I? I am so stuck in that corner. Nope, nope, come on. And you can't dodge that attack, by the way, in case you were wondering. I have been trying to, but it's like, nah, it's too large. So you're not allowed to dodge this attack that you don't have enough time to otherwise avoid. Going on with this? Is he? I think he was technically dodging me. Like, you're dodging my attack by going into the wall, which is completely unfair. But made even worse by the fact that he's dodging, like, the end of my combo, whereas I can't even come close to something like that when fighting an enemy. And, okay, no, he did not hit me there. That was straight up a lie. I am not sure why the performance is stuttering. Did I kill it? I must have, because I don't see it anymore. I guess maybe that area is just not well liked by my system. Shit.
The horseman cometh!
Yeah, fortunately these guys I can just yank around, otherwise I'd be dead. Yeah, I do not know what is going on that is causing the performance tank. Oh, I just remembered one thing that I saw that is a rumor, and I mean, it'll be interesting if it ends up being true. But I wouldn't even want to write this one up, because, like, I just, nah. Nah, I don't, nah. I don't think so. I kind of remember this puzzle area. But the rumor is that basically the NVIDIA MQ stuff is going to be so power hungry. It's like that, like some of the rumors are putting it at like 400 watts. That NVIDIA might go to a new 12-pin connector instead of just using the current 8-pin. Which, I mean, yeah, it would take, to get to 400 would take 3 8-pin. So a 12-pin would be smaller, but it's also there's no power supply that offers this 12-pin connection to it. Alright. Oh, is that bullshit stuff? I think it might. There. Oh, no. Think. There. I think this is how it goes. Okay, yeah. Then shoot that. Yeah. And then in theory it's do that. Yep, okay. Oh, wait. No, I screwed it up. I did screw it up. Okay. That? Thing. There. Good. What I need to do is I need to have that go down and then launch the main body to the portal, which I think will require going here. No, maybe not. Oh, wait. Okay. Oh. Okay. There. Yeah, I remember this puzzle, and it always messing with me some. That gets me here. Okay, and pull this. Alright, so at least now I don't need to worry about that anymore. And I can also do that. But anyway, going back to that rumor, it's like a 400-watt GPU. I mean, yeah, I know people are still insulting AMD for being power hungry compared to NVIDIA, but they have made very good gains on that. And it's also... I'm sorry, I still just remember what I managed with the Vega 64 when just bringing that... Oh, no. The RX Vega 64 efficiency article that I did, geez, a while ago now, quite a while ago, which was... The point of that was basically that, I mean, okay, I didn't have the ability, still don't have the ability to really get power measurements for NVIDIA GPUs, but it's like, okay, yeah, maybe Vega 64 isn't the most efficient GPU, but it's hardly inefficient. I mean, it's like with the undervolt that I had, and the newer Vega 64 that I have, because that original reference one, release week one, died on me. That I can actually undervolt even more than it is now. I just don't because I want it to be comparable. But that's a my decision kind of thing, not a I couldn't do more. But yeah, I kind of wonder if we may end up seeing like a Fermi situation again. Where it's like, okay, maybe it is going to be more performance than the AMD GPUs, but it's also going to run hot, run loud, and draw more power than some entire computers. I don't think Fermi was that bad actually, but it's like, I mean, the GTX 480 was a very power hungry GPU and very loud and very hot. And though mocked, no one seemed to care so much, and then you had the R9 200 series that had similar kind of issues to it, but also some of that was exacerbated by the by other factors. So, do I need to go through there? I just need to, what I want to do is just get the portal connected up so that the light will purify the water back here. And I'm also trying to remember, where is that? I think it's in and down. Yeah. Okay, so this is actually already lit up, so I just need to figure out the other side of it. Yeah, I want to figure out how to purify this, but I don't... Not seeing the thing... Oh wait, no, it would be up. When... But yeah, I am definitely looking forward to what ends up being the reality of the Navi 2 and Ampere GPUs, because I would not be surprised if what ends up happening, as in I kind of actually expect that what will end up happening is, yeah, Ampere may on the high end offer more performance. I could also see it being the situation that it, no, perfect, that's actually what I was looking for. Potentially using more power. Being much more expensive. No, wait. Oop, that's not what I wanted. And not necessarily being as worth it as some will want it to be. You know, sort of I would not be surprised if it ends up being another situation where it's like, yeah, AMD is only offering, you know, like 80% the performance of NVIDIA, but it's doing so at like 60% the cost, kind of thing. I could believe that could end up being the situation. But it's definitely going to be interesting. I think that anyone who doesn't think that it will be interesting isn't paying attention too much, because like, we don't know how AMD's going to do the fixed function acceleration for ray tracing, and that could impact things more than some people may expect. It's like we only know what NVIDIA's is, and I'm sorry, don't buy an RTX GPU today if you want it for ray tracing. I firmly believe that we are going to see the second generation stuff be well superior to the current stuff, where it's like, no, it's not going to end up proving its value in the long run. No, I'm just gonna save here. I feel like stopping now anyway, because it's like, well, okay, no, yeah, I'm not gonna, because I also want to follow that path over there. Finally, that has been so annoying, but yeah, I do think will be interesting, because also think about it this way. When AMD released Ryzen, that was a big leap for them. But one thing that happened with it was we got AMD's SMT implementation. And somehow, I don't think it's ever fully been explained, it's better than, it proved more efficient than Intel's hyper-threading. Intel had hyper-threading for years. This was AMD's first attempt at it, and somehow it's more efficient. And that, I would think, has far less room for advancement, for innovation, than the ray tracing stuff does currently. So it's just, to me, I see it as there is a lot of room for there to be new innovation here that could really upset what you expect. Could also upset what I expect, so it's just... Yeah, I think that there's reason to hold back expectations and also to wait and see what comes. Don't just be like, oh, I want the ray tracing, so I'll get an RTX 20 series GPU now. Oh man, that also reminds me of one thing. Too bad I don't have a copy of Death Stranding. I probably won't be getting one. I'd have to buy it, and I just don't feel like doing that at the moment. But the people comparing DLSS with fidelity effects in it and the fidelity effects sharpening, and a lot of people saying that, oh, DLSS, it's so amazing, it's beautiful here, and look, it's even better. It's like, the only, was it Tech Power Up, I think? Had some nice screenshots that were not quite identical between them, but very similar between them, at least. And they have it set up where you can control the line that divides between the two different screenshots to compare. And it's not perfect, but I was going back and forth, I was noticing the lighting is different again. Just like I saw in MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries, where when I turned on DLSS, some of the lighting effects were different. Like the bloom was different. And it's like that, I don't know why I would do that, but that's, like, to me, with MechWarrior 5, it's like, okay, this is actually changing the content of the scene. It's not just enhancing it, which is what DLSS really is. That's also been funny, seeing people argue about what is DLSS. It's like, it is a fancy image enhancer. That's what it is. It is more complicated than that, but then lots of image enhancers are more complicated than that. DLSS is probably the most complicated of them, but it's, yeah, still, that's what it does. It takes an image and it enhances it. But when it's not actually producing the same as the final image normally, like with suddenly there's lighting effects that are different, I'm not willing to say that, oh, this is an amazing technology. It's like, hey, MechWarrior 5, it looked really good with DLSS, but then I see these effects are different. That's a problem to me. It's like, no, I wouldn't want to use it. Anyway, I mean, I can definitely believe, though, that, I mean, that game it may work very well with it. MechWarrior 5 works great with downsampling. And it's also possible that the fidelity effects sharpening doesn't work so well on it. It can be a game-by-game kind of thing, but it is weird to see so many people lauding it as such, like, a miraculous technology, and it's like, it's not perfect, and I don't know if people just aren't seeing it, or if people are just not thinking it's that important. I mean, personally, I think it kind of is, because at least in 1920 by 1080, the RTX 2060 had no problem with MechWarrior 5 at all. There's no need to go to DLSS, basically. What was my feeling on that? At 1440, I think it would still be okay. 4K, okay, probably not. Probably 2060 wouldn't be able to handle that. But it's, why are you trying to drive a 4K screen with an RTX 2060? That's a 1440p class card. I mean, why is that the matchup that you have? Especially, well, okay, I guess there are plenty of 4K monitors that aren't that expensive. But it's, because I was about to say, it's like, if you're going to spend money on a 4K monitor, you should also be spending money on the GPU. But anyway, I mean, it's, yeah. But yeah, I think that was the Tech Power Up comparison that I was looking at, where I could see, because there's lights on the main character's suit, and if you go back and forth, you can see that the bloom is different between them. That with DLSS, the bloom would often be not as prevalent. It would, I'm tempted to say, like, it's softer or it's thinner. Let's go with that. It looks thinner. And maybe you like that. That's fine. But it's thinner than the none option. And it's consistent. It's like that for a lot of these things. And that's like what I saw in MechWarrior 5. That worries me. Because that's telling me it is changing the image. It isn't just improving it. It is actually changing it. The effects, the visual effects are different. And that's it's impressive technology. It really is. But this makes me not really want to turn it on. Anyway. Hey, how do you like that? Even though I'm trying to take a break, I still end up talking about news. Alright, probably see you next week. I don't think that I'll stop doing anything because of a break. It's because of this break I want to try doing. It's more just how I'm going to approach this stuff. It's going to be a bit different. And, like I've also said, I'm kind of like you. Right now, things are kind of easy. Do some stuff coming up, but nothing that should be too demanding of time and such. Alright, see you next time.